Hello and welcome to my review of The Chrysalids by John Wyndham, known in some markets as Rebirth, as in my US edition right here. Wyndham is more famous for The Day of the Triffids or The Midwich Cuckoos, but this 1955 novel is considered by many critics to be his best work, both faint and glowing praise given that Wyndham's most famous offerings overshadow the rest of his work by so much. The Chrysalids is narrated by David Strom, surely one of only a few protagonists whose name is spelt wrong on the cover of their own book. David recounts the story beginning in his youth and a chance encounter with Sophie, a strange girl from a nearby village. Sophie is involved in an accident that reveals she has 6 toes, and David recalls the various religious proclamations on the walls of his home about the true form of man and that any deviation is a blasphemy. The significance of these writings, largely ignored by David prior to this point, starts to resonate a bit more with the youngster. He explains that this world, an isolated pocket of survivors after an apocalyptic event, is deeply religious, and mutation is considered an offence to God and removed with slaughterings and purges. A string of events causes David to question his beliefs. His encounter with Sophie is one, his punishment for a slip of the tongue is another, and the discovery of his own special talent by his more travelled and understanding uncle is the third. David is able to communicate telepathically with his cousin Rosalind and others, and the unexpected arrival of the ultra-talented baby sister Petra causes the wider, zealous world to notice, resulting in the capture of some of the group and the betrayal of the others, which forces David, Rosalind and Petra to go on the run. That moment splits the book rather neatly into 2 parts. The first contains a gradual build-up of tension, the movement through the stakes of meeting Sophie, revealing her mutation, and the huge bravery and strength she shows in trying to keep her secret is handled so well and creates 2 really likeable characters. The gradual introduction of Rosalind and the reveal of David's own mutation and therefore danger. His youthful acceptance is juxtaposed with the dogma and zealotry of the older people in this community, and it's all handled really rather well. And it's helped in part by the naivety of the innocent narrator, and who is both engaging and enjoyable. The first half of this novel is a superb achievement. The second part doesn't quite live up to the first. It rather needs a change of pace that never quite materialises, and the inevitable chase never quite matches the danger promised by the setup. Meanwhile, some of the telepaths have been captured by the religious zealots, and the threat to them promises a far more exciting tale that the reader is denied. Part of the trouble is, of course, that the very thing that puts them in danger, their telepathy, is also a major part of keeping them out of danger. And the finale, with Sophie popping up again and hiding them under the noses of one group of hunters, is the first part of the novel that seems a little stretched too far. The finale also seems to tread the same ground as Cuckoos, with the 2 groups, telepaths and not, only able to exist with sufficient distance between them. No reconciliation of differing ideologies is presented. The most interesting part of this, the lack of compassion or morality from the supposed superior beings, is handled with an exposition and politics dump that has echoes of Heinlein but doesn't explore the idea as fully as it might have been. In conclusion, this is a short novel, but every page is made to count, particularly in the first half. Wyndham doesn't seem able to really put a reader on the edge of their seat through action as well as he does when he builds tension. But even if the finale doesn't quite match the build-up, this is still excellent vintage sci-fi that is well worth checking out. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully without them cutting the trees down outside.